Tricia.
And we are
the Messengers
Ministry. And today we have another Teachings from Jesus from you. It's kind of a continuation from one we did a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we encourage you to go back and check it out. Below, down below this video, I will put a link in the description to that other video if you want to go back and check it out as well. But today's Teachings from Jesus is titled A Clean Heart.
That's right.
And where do we find this?
We can find this in Matthew 15, verses 10 through 20.
All right.
It's kind of a long thing. But Jesus had just finished telling the Pharisees that their hearts were far from God when they became upset because his disciples had not washed their hands before they ate. That was a rule that was made up by them. And Jesus pointedly quoted Isaiah 29:13. So we taught on this, like he said, a couple weeks ago. We're just going to continue on and see what Jesus had to say next.
All right.
So Jesus called the crowd to him, and he told them that what goes into the mouth does not make a person unclean, but what comes out of it, which was really strange for the Jews because they had always been taught that you can't put unclean things in your mouth.
Right.
Because, God gave them this list of what you can and can't eat. Because if they put those unclean things in their mouth, then they were unclean. But Jesus is saying something completely different. He's saying it's not just what you put in your mouth. And when the disciples asked him, if he understood that he had offended the Pharisees, he's like, just let him go, just leave him alone. He called the Pharisees blind guides.
I just kind of got a feeling like Jesus, when the disciples asked him that, he went, whatever.
Yeah, just leave them alone. It's like they're blind. He said if a blind man leads a blind man, they'll both fall into a pit.
Right.
So he was just kind of upset with them, kind of done with them, I think, at that point. He's just like, whatever, guys, you don't know what you're talking about. So the disciples didn't quite understand what Jesus had said, so they asked him for clarification. Like I said, this was something completely new than what they've been taught their whole life.
Right.
So he was a little frustrated with them, but he went on to explain that whatever goes into the mouth comes out of the body. However, what comes out of the mouth is really spoken from the heart. So this is really what can make a person unclean.
Right.
For out of the heart, the mouth speaks. So if we're constantly speaking evil thoughts like the Pharisees were, that is what made them unclean. Not just the fact that they didn't wash their hands.
Right. So nowadays, we have to be careful what we say. Our words show the feelings that our heart is trying to put out, right? Mm-hmm. So when we speak kind words, not just to please someone else, but spoken with sincerity, this shows that we have a pure heart. Mm-hmm. So when negative words come out of our lips, though, it shows that we are harboring thoughts not of God. We got to be really careful with this, guys. We must learn to purify our hearts and not just our words. People can say many nice things, right? Yeah. But if they don't have the actions behind it to prove their true intent, they're probably not walking with God.
Yeah.
And the Bible says that you will know a true follower of Christ by their fruit. So what is the fruit? The fruit are the actions that person does. Mm-hmm. And they say all the right things. They may do that. But if they are rude, selfish, or likewise, you know what? You will be able to see that person's true heart. Mm-hmm. Right?
See if it's pure or if they're just speaking words that they don't really mean.
Right. So we must strive to be people who follow Jesus' example.
Yeah.
When we need to not only be of a pure heart, but show that to others as well. Mm-hmm. When we truly have a heart for God, others will hear our speech and they will perk up and they will take notice. Mm-hmm. So the world is just waiting to catch Christians in a lie.
That is so true.
They want to prove people who profess their love for Christ will say or act contrary to what the words they speak are. And it is sad, but that is why we must have a pure heart. From our hearts flow positive or negative words.
That's right. You can tell someone, from their speech and what they really believe in their heart because positive words can come out and negative words can come out.
Yep.
So, but also it's not just what they say, it's their actions. It's what they do. It's how they treat everyone. They may be super nice to you and super rude to someone else. So you can tell they're not really walking with God. They're just speaking words.
So let's wrap this video up, all right? So today what we want to do is we want you to try to find out where your heart is. Mm-hmm. You know, do you say that you are one way but you act another?
It's hard.
If you do that, we will please go to God and ask for His help in guiding you in the right heart, to have the right heart and actions, okay? Mm-hmm. We will always help you, or God will always help you when you ask Him with a pure heart. So be ready for the truth, because God will never lie to you.
Oh, yeah.
He will correct you in love. Mm-hmm. So if you hear a harsh, unloving answer, that is probably from the enemy and not God.
Yeah.
He does not condemn us. He corrects us in love to teach us how we are to live. Mm-hmm. So ask God for His help today.
That's right. And, we just want to point out that correction or conviction from God at first sounds a lot like condemnation, because it can hurt your feelings, But condemnation will go on and make you feel worthless and horrible and things like hopeless, things like that. And that is not conviction at all. Anything that makes you feel unloved or unappreciated, that is not God. So you can kind of tell the difference. They sound a little similar at first, but then condemnation just takes like a left turn and goes right off, somewhere you don't want to be. So
a left turn that goes right. That contradict
something like that.
So we hope you guys got something out of this video today. We do encourage you, if you have never done it before, or if you have done it, visit again. Visit our website, which is
www.themessengersradio.com. Have you been there?
I have.
I've been there too. It's pretty cool. We have a big site up there. We would love you guys to go visit and just, cruise around, find all these things. We have other videos and audios and testimonies. We have wonderful testimonies from people, and hopefully we're going to have some more soon.
Absolutely.
Including maybe Marcus's. So, yes, we have a contact us button up there too. We would love to hear anything from you. We would love to hear your testimony. Yeah. Testimonies are so important. We talk about this a lot because it can help not just you build your faith and remind you what God's brought you through, but it can help the person that's hearing it. They may be able to relate with that in some area, and
Absolutely.
You can give them hope and peace and joy, that they can get through that situation with God's help.
All right. And while you're on our website, you can also see all of our social media links, which includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, all those things. You'll see all those links on there. You also see all those links below this page as well. Mm-hmm. So we hope you guys are having a great morning, though, a great afternoon, or a great evening, however it may be. Watching, right?
We're listening. We love you guys.
Bye now.
Bye.